Hello and welcome to Know How and SNowHow. In this beginner series video, we'll discuss UI policies. UI policies control the behavior of information displayed on a form. The main use cases will involve making fields visible, mandatory, or read-only. For this demo, we'll work entirely in the platform. Let's have a look at a UI policy. Here we have the UI policy for the incident table. The short description states, when the state is on hold, the on hold reason field is visible and mandatory, and it will apply when the state of that incident is on hold. Once that condition is met, it will execute a list of actions, and the actions are listed below in this related list. Now there's only one action specified for this UI policy, but you could have multiple actions listed for a particular UI policy. Let's have a look at this UI policy action. We'll click on the record. This UI policy action is going to fire against the on hold reason field. And what happens when that condition is true, it'll set this field to mandatory, it'll set it to visible, and it'll leave the read-only option alone, so it won't do anything with that, and I'll come back to that in a second. But there are essentially three different options here. We have leave alone, we have true, and we have false. We also have this clear the field value option or checkbox. So if this action does fire, you may want to wipe out any data that was in there before or after. Now let's go back to the main UI policy. I'm going to go ahead and change this to the advanced view. In the advanced view, it's going to display 4 other additional checkboxes. Here we're going to be talking about just 3 of those different checkboxes. We're going to talk about onload, we're going to talk about reverse if false, and we're going to talk about inherit. The onload checkbox, per the description, applies the policy action when the form is loaded and when the user changes values on the form. So basically when you load up a record, this UI policy will actually fire. It will check the qualification, it will check the condition. The inherit checkbox means that tables that extends the specified table will inherit this UI policy. In this case, it's the incident table. So any table that is built or extended from the incident table will also have this UI policy fire. The reverse if false condition basically reverses the effects of that UI policy action if the conditions are false. So when we scroll down here to our UI policy actions, if the condition isn't met, and per this example, if the state is not on hold, then it will do the reverse action for this policy. And the reverse action will be to set the mandatory field to false, set the visible attribute to false. So that will make the field hidden and not mandatory. Now we also have that third option called leave alone, right? And leave alone basically means we don't want any action to fire on that particular field. We don't want it to have anything to happen if the condition is met or if the condition is not met. In this case, the read-only parameter will be left alone, so it will always be editable, regardless if that condition is met or not. Let's see this in action. Here I am at my incident list. I'm going to take a look at this incident for Joe employee. I'm going to open that up. And you can see right away the on-hold reason is not displayed, and that's because of that reverse if false parameter set on that UI policy. Now I'm going to set this to on hold, and it satisfies the UI policy condition, which in turn made the on hold reason field displayed in mandatory. If I set this back to in progress, the reverse if false action fires and makes that field hidden and non-mandatory. And there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe.